Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome to another RF Crypto video. On today's markets, it's down by almost 5%. After briefly touching $2 trillion in market cap yesterday, it's back down to 1.89 trillion. And we have seen a retraction in the market following a spike. Bitcoin down by 2%, Ethereum always overreacts 2.6%, BNB 2.46. Yeah, the whole market is basically down. In terms of Bitcoin, the price briefly touched the 42,800 support level, and as soon as it touched it, it got a little bit bought up. So the support level is basically right there, and there are bulls that are basically supporting the support. It didn't allow the price to fall further than the support level. It's now trading between 42,800 and 43,500. And between these bands, while the markets aren't doing too well, it's not a sign to panic because there are bulls that are supporting the price of Bitcoin to not go below this level of 42,800. And given that this bad news is priced in already, which we'll talk about in a second, I think that the price of Bitcoin might go up if nothing else comes about. Or otherwise, if there's some other bad news and the price goes below this 42,800 level, there may be a point where the bulls won't be able to keep the prices above this level and it might go down and trading between the span of 40 to 43,000. Moving on to something a bit more surprising is leverage. As I said before, leverage is reaching all-time highs. It is basically all-time highs now. It's missing it by less than a millimeter, I think. And in the next few days, I think that leverage is going to overtake its all-time highs, despite the fact that the markets are in a volatile state. One day it goes up, one day it goes down, and I think the extreme volatility on both sides is leading to an increase in leverage because people want to leverage their positions against these intense volatilities. If the markets were moving in one direction, we wouldn't see such a dramatic increase in leverage because there wouldn't be any need for protection unless you were already in a position previously. But since the markets are going up and down, there are people that are probably taking on leverage positions on both sides, on longs and on shorts, trying to keep the band tightened and trying to keep the price range within a certain sort of limit so that they can minimize their losses or maximize their gains. Moving on to why the cryptocurrency market is down today, minutes show Fed is ready to take action and mentions crypto and stablecoins risk. The Federal Reserve is ready to raise interest rates and reduce its balance sheet. And because inflation continues to be very high, higher than what analysts and the Federal Reserve expected, they say that it would be appropriate for the committee to remove policy accommodation at a faster pace than they currently anticipate, which means that they might increase interest rates and reduce their balance sheet at a faster pace than what was expected. The Fed has increased its total assets to about $9 trillion at the moment, from about 4 trillion in early 2020. And this was, the quantitative easing, trying to get a lot more money into the market, which is $5 trillion, a lot of money. And a lot of that was put into crypto. And now they're going to try and get that 9 trillion down to about 4 trillion, what it was before the pandemic started. And the Fed officials raised concerns about the significant growth of the crypto industry, and some participants saw emerging risks to financial stability associated with rapid growth in crypto assets and decentralized finance platforms. So a combination of a more aggressive rate hike and reduction in the balance sheet combined with the mention that the crypto industry poses significant risk to the financial stability of the United States and by extent the world led the crypto prices to go down, led to the crypto markets to go down. And the second part is obvious why it would lead to the markets going down, because it's a negative comment toward the whole industry from the Federal Reserve, which holds a lot of power. And a mention of that from the Federal Reserve could mean that tighter regulations might be coming on, and so people anticipated and dumped their assets, causing the prices to go down. But the first part, which says that they want to raise interest rates and reduce its balance sheets, what this basically means is that they're going to make the cost of borrowing more expensive, which means that loans are going to get more expensive. There'll be less free money in the market, which means that a lot less money is going to flow into crypto, or a lot less free money is going to be available to invest in crypto projects or in crypto tokens. And also the reduction of the balance sheet means that there will be less physical cash in the market to allocate in different asset classes. And when that happens, people tend to go for a safer route, invest in stocks, invest in bonds, and that's why the crypto markets anticipated this sort of increase in interest rates by selling off, causing the markets to go down. But I think that with aggressively increasing interest rates, bonds will not be a very profitable investment going forward for at least the next 10 years. So I think that a lot of money is going to go into stocks, and a lot of money that was supposed to go into bonds, they say it's about 60 trillion or so, will flow into stocks and crypto as well, and any other sort of new asset classes that are going to form in the next 5 years or so. And with that in mind, I don't see a very big drop in the price of cryptocurrencies. These are all temporary drops due to a human reaction to a sort of negative news. But in the long term, I think that crypto will see a positive pattern after the Feds have hiked interest rates and reduced the balance sheet. Twitter adds Ethereum wallet support to tipping feature. So the social media giant added Bitcoin tips in September, and now users can add their Ethereum wallets to the product as well. And now, not only can they tip using Bitcoin, but now they can tip using Ethereum. And the move follows Twitter's continued exploration of the Ethereum ecosystem. The company debuted non-fungible token verification for the paid Twitter Blue subscribers last month, and tipping with Ethereum and ERC20 tokens, including Ethereum-based stablecoins, will be supported. These include USDC. And basically, a lead project manager of creator monetization at Twitter, Johnny Winston, says that we're continuing to expand ways to get paid on Twitter, which includes more choices for creators and fans who want to use crypto. So now they accept tips in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And with this statement, I believe that they're going to accept tips in more cryptocurrencies going forward. Oil giant ConocoPhillips reduces gas flaring emissions via Bitcoin mining. So international oil and gas giant ConocoPhillips is dipping its toes into Bitcoin mining as a way to eliminate the wasteful practice of flaring. So while oil can be siphoned up and collected at any location, natural gas harvesting requires pipeline infrastructure. If miners strike gas at any significant distance from a pipeline, companies are forced to burn or flare the gas, which is obviously unprofitable and very much environmentally unfriendly because it creates carbon dioxide emissions. So instead of allowing the gas to be wasted, Bitcoin miners place shipping containers or trailers filled with crypto mining equipment near oil wells and divert the gas into generators which power the equipment. So instead of flaring the gas or burning it, which goes to waste, ConocoPhillips is taking that excess gas, selling it to the Bitcoin miners, and the Bitcoin miners use it to power their equipment to mine Bitcoin. So in a sense, instead of wasting that excess gas, it's going into use, and this is sort of like a half green method of mining Bitcoin. So it's another innovative way to reduce waste in the energy sector and also to make Bitcoin mining greener. Also, another US-based oil and gas explorer, Crusoe Energy, has taken advantage of Bitcoin mining as a way of profitably reducing emissions, with approximately 60 data centers and Bitcoin mining units being powered by diverted natural gas on their oil fields. So this natural gas that was to be flared is going into these 60 data centers. And Crusoe's energy technology lowers carbon dioxide equivalent emissions by as much as 63%. So it reduces CO2 emissions by 2/3 when compared to regular routine flaring. Massive news. Bitcoin Mining Council estimated that almost 60% of all Bitcoin mining comes from sustainable energies, so renewable energies or these diversions from gas flaring. Great sign, Bitcoin mining is becoming greener, and soon we'll see this number shoot up to 75%, 80, 85%. Swyftx signs major sponsorship deal with Australian National Rugby League. So a Brisbane-based crypto exchange, Swyftx, has penned a major 3-year sponsorship deal with the Australian National Rugby League. So Swyftx is registered in both Australia and New Zealand and offers trading services for around 300 digital assets. And it just founded in 2018, and it's already doing so well because it's highly profitable. It's doing sponsorships with major sports leagues, and I think this is only the start. So Swyftx CEO Ryan Parsons said that the partnerships we're seeing at the moment, which include this new one, represent a sign of growing confidence in the future of crypto and its potential for universal adoption. And he also stated that crypto is no longer a niche topic in Australia and that the target demographic is becoming harder to define as the market sees rapid adoption by all kinds of people across the country. So what this means is that crypto is becoming more widely adopted. A lot more people are using crypto. It's not only your techno savants or your risk takers that are going into crypto. Everyone is going into crypto. They don't even know who to target anymore. They're just like target everyone. And I think this is a trend starting in Australia, New Zealand, and sort of more economically developed countries. It will spread and crypto will be more widely adopted by the whole world. And sponsorships like these, which give these type of companies more exposure to the general public, will only lead to a higher rate of adoption because it will lead to more people wanting to find out more about crypto, wanting to find out more about these companies, and eventually a large percentage of that, I hope, will start trading in crypto, will start adopting platforms that have to do with blockchain. And with that, we come to the end of today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like, please hit the subscribe button, and share the video with your family and friends. I'll see you for the next one. Invest wisely, and cheers.